Welcome to Euphony Within. On this channel, we discuss ways to achieve the ultimate level of happiness through happier, healthier living. And this video is actually going to be the first in a series called Happier, Healthier Living. And so I'm really excited to bring those to you. If that sounds like something that is for you or up your alley, hit subscribe, turn on the notification bell, become a member of our family. We would love to have you. In today's video, we are actually going to be talking about being in a rut or feeling stuck in life. A lot of times we can get on the same hamster wheel and feel like nothing's changing, and sometimes we can really be thinking, what's wrong with me? Why can't I get motivated? Why can't I make more money? Why do I feel this way? Like, seriously, what's wrong with me? And those are very normal things that come up. And today's video is really going to be discussing why we get stuck, ways to become unstuck, and if you're not sure where to start, we'll also look at ways to help with moving past the block so we can start feeling motivated with life again. Now, again, on this channel, we're not here to discuss perfection, but we are here to discuss ways to help ourselves with changing our mindset so that we can achieve that ultimate level of happiness like we talk about. So let's get into our topic for today's video. Feeling stuck in life or like we're in a rut can really feel frustrating. So when we are feeling like we're in a rut and stuck, what area of your life do you feel most stuck in would be a big area to ask. What specific area do you feel stuck in? Is it your personal health? Is it your professional life? Or is it your professional life? Again, those are the three areas we typically focus on this channel because those are the three areas that most people look at. Again, our personal health, our personal life, and our professional life are the three areas that a lot of times we can focus on if you need it to narrow down just a little bit. And then two, what role did I play in getting stuck at this point in my life? What was it that you did? Or was there circumstances, whatever it might be, what role did you play? Because in order to move forward, we also have to kind of look at what our habits were that brought us to this place. And then other things would be, what does feeling stuck teach you? Sometimes we learn lessons or grow. It's character building, as they call it, or the hero's journey, where we go through this whole journey and then we become and evolve into better people along the way. So is there anything that the stuck part in life has taught you or is teaching you? Sometimes maybe we've been waiting for something to happen in life, that dream job or winning the lottery or waiting for the perfect partner or spouse to come along or whatever that might look like for you. And the main thing that we know when we're feeling stuck or in a rut is that we feel disconnected from the person that we would like to be. And we also feel disconnected from the life that we would like to be living. And the first thing we need to do is ask, what happened to get you to this point in your life? What were the circumstances that brought you here? What happened? Was there a life event that happened that you had to put life on hold for, and maybe you've been in survival mode for a long time and just need to start coming out of that and start taking care of yourself again, or putting the things that you had put on hold back on priority. And then two, maybe you feel like you're not good enough for a better life, or maybe you are scared that if you move forward, you're going to have to give up something that you really care about. So again, these are all things that can come up in our mind whenever we are feeling stuck and in a rut that can really keep us from moving forward. So that first step again, what is it that brought you to this place and feeling stuck in life? And that can help us with, again, uncovering what we need to and what created the disconnection from who we are and the life that we desire. I'll give an example of a son who started taking care of his mom who developed Alzheimer's. And he came in and he was feeling like he wasn't doing well with his eating habits. He wasn't really taking care of himself, and his doctor had referred him to meet with a wellness counselor, and so we started talking about what kind of brought him to these places and his eating habits. And he had become so focused on getting his mom to eat that he really forgot to take care of himself in the process. So everything was revolved around what his mom would eat. And he just needed to do a few tweaks to add some things that he needed to be eating for his own health, per his doctor recommendations. And it wasn't until we had that conversation that he realized, oh, I stopped doing a lot of the things when this happened because I had to take care of my mom. And it never dawned on me that, okay, now that we're in a routine and she's starting to do better, I need to start taking care of myself too. So that would be an example of sometimes life can really take us out of maybe what we're doing and the success that we're having, but sometimes we need help with finding our way back to or finding our way forward. And he was able to start incorporating things and really gave himself permission to start thinking about the things that he needed too, and not just solely focus on what his elderly mother needed as well. Okay, so next question would be, what would you like life to look like? Who would you like to be in this life? What does that look like? Who is the person that you are in that life? And what does your life feel like being there? Are there steps that we can look at to getting to your dream life? These are all questions to ask to help us figuring out direction. And maybe you're like, I don't know what I want. That's okay too. I can guarantee you know what you do not want. And sometimes maybe that's the place to start. Maybe you can list the things that you don't want to be, or you don't like those habits, and maybe you can list the things that you don't like in your life as well. And then we can use that to jump off of to figure out, okay, well, if you don't want that, what would the opposite of that be like? And maybe that's what you actually want. Again, it's just asking the questions in different ways. Doesn't matter how we get there, just as long as we get there with what is it that you actually desire. And again, this can look differently, especially if we haven't been thinking about these things because we felt like they've been unattainable or unrealistic. And the truth is, they can be attainable and realistic. Sometimes we just need help along the way in order to get there. And that's what this channel is all about. Helping you, again, with achieving the mindset to reaching the ultimate level of happiness. So again, what would that life look like? Who would you be in that life? I'll give another example of a patient who felt like her habits weren't very healthy, felt like she was overweight, and she wanted to get down to a certain number. And she started to think about what her habits were like now versus what her habits would be like if she was at this desired weight and that desired life. And she started to make those fine-tuned adjustments to starting to live that healthy habits now versus just waiting until she got down to the number. And that was one way that we really kind of helped her focus on what are the things that she wanted life to look like and who was she when she was that person, and just starting to work on improving her habits one by one in order to get to where she wanted to be. And then at that point, it didn't matter what the scale said, it mattered that she was living in the lifestyle that she wanted to be when she envisioned what that goal would be. So again, that's all we're talking about here, and it helps us with seeing those things. So whether it's imagining who you are at that place or thinking about the things that you don't want in your life at that place, either way we get to the same place. And again, what does that dream life look like? How can we get you there? And knowing that it is possible is the other part of that. But we'll get to that in our solutions section in just a minute. Okay, so the last question to ask in getting stuck is there anything that you need to remove from your life in order to become unstuck? There can be people, places, or things that might be holding you back. It could be your thoughts are holding you back from feeling like you don't deserve more or feeling like you're unworthy. It can also be maybe you need to have a conversation with your loved ones about the support that you need in order to move forward, and you've been nervous about that, so you haven't talked to them. maybe just having that conversation can be the thing that helps you with moving forward and being unstuck. Again, what is it that's kind of holding you back? And I would say, if it's a job or if it's people around you, don't just quit or break up with someone right away. You really have to figure out what caused you to get in that stuck position to begin with. Because if you break up or you quit your job, you're still going to be with you when you move into the next relationship or the next job. So sometimes we have to look at what brought us to getting stuck, what was our role, like we talked about earlier, in getting stuck, and what are the areas I need to improve upon myself so that I don't end up in the same situation again. And for some, that might be, hey, I need to go to school so that I can get a better job, a higher paying job. Or maybe it's I need to go to couples counseling and really work on my communication skills. Whatever that might look like for you, sometimes we do have to work on improving ourselves or our habits in order to get to the place that we would like to go. So again, just looking at, is there anything that needs to be removed in order to create the unstuckness that you're looking for and getting connected to the life and the person that you desire to be? All right, so what can we do to start getting you to that place that you would like to be? The solutions section of the video, my favorite part. One thing is start small. We don't have to go all ham the first little steps, but maybe think of a step that you can take in the next month or the next week or in the next day that can get you to the dream life or habit that you're looking to do here with helping you feel unstuck. We've looked at why you're stuck, what got you stuck, what you would like. And so now it's how do we create those small actionable steps to getting you to that place? And is it something that you're doing on a daily basis, a monthly basis, or a weekly basis? Again, we're not looking for perfectionism here. We're just looking for how do we help with moving forward. And one of those things can be just writing about feeling unhappy and not being able to move forward in life, or even just acknowledging that to a friend, hey, I've been feeling really stuck and in a rut. And chances are they may say that they've been feeling that way too, and it kind of opens up that conversation for you to have with a friend as well. So again, what feels right for you in moving forward, and what is that first step? That first little baby step. I'll use an example of when I was looking at changing careers and wanting to feel better about what I was doing and getting back into helping people again. I looked at going to school, and then I never would have imagined where I ended up and the life that it took me and brought me to. But all I knew was that first step. And the first step was to sign up for classes. And that was just the first step I took. And I did little baby steps. I took one class first to see how I would do with it. And then it grew from there. But again, you had to look at what that first step was. I just knew I wanted to be in a career that helped people with finding their passion and purpose in life. And this was an avenue towards that. And by the end of school, I was more the person that I wanted to be than I was when I started. So again, just really looking at the steps that will help you with getting there versus just staying stuck in the same place. Small steps, big changes, long term. So again, what does that look like for you in those habits or in feeling unstuck? Again, if you're not sure where to start, just focusing on the things that you don't want can really help with where to move forward. Maybe you don't want to smoke anymore. Okay, well then what are some steps that you can do to cut back on those? Maybe it's developing a new hobby or habit that you would like, versus instead of smoking in the morning when you have your coffee, maybe you learn to have your coffee in a different place where your cigarettes aren't by there. And then you start to develop a new habit where maybe you do a devotional instead. Again, you can think out of the box on what those look like for yourself, but those are those pieces. So the second thing is to remember what you do have going on in your life. We've talked about how that negative thoughts can come up. Oh, we don't deserve this. Nothing goes right for me. I'm so unlucky. And then what happens? That shows up for us and we kind of manifest it, or it pops up and we really notice that our brain focuses on it to say, see, we're right. But if you can make a list of the things that you are doing right in your life, or the things that are going well for you in your life, whether that's your personal health, personal life, or professional life, sometimes that can help the brain to start to think of other things that it recognizes, and it can snowball from there. So again, that can help with motivation. That's what we're trying to do here, is to feel motivation, or like we can move forward. Just breathing a sigh of relief. You know what? Maybe there is more going on than what I think. And these are things that we can do, again, with helping change our process. I will sometimes write down, if I've been in a really negative headspace, or I feel like I'm constantly complaining or really feeling frustrated for like a week straight, I will take a day and I'll write down everything that added value to my day. And that could be getting a surprise text from my brother, or maybe someone smiled and said hello to me at the grocery store, or maybe I won $3 on a lottery ticket. Whatever that might be that created or added value, I write that down, and you tend to start seeing more things the more you start to do that. So that can be a little trick that you can do, again, whether it's 3 things that are adding value to your life, or 3 things that you're grateful for. Those can be little tools that help to retrain our brain and start to see the good things that are happening in life. And that, again, helps with motivation. I had a CEO client who was constantly problem solving, constantly dealing with all the negative things coming at his plate. And so he started to take time in the middle of the day to focus on 5 things that he was grateful for, or 5 good things that had happened in the day, because it was his way of resetting for the rest of the afternoon, so he wasn't always focusing on all the problems going on. And he found that that helped him with also seeing the good things that were going on around him too. So again, sometimes it can just be problem solving mode all the time. How do you really find the good or the value that's happening as well? So that would be the second thing. All right. The third thing is probably one of my favorites, and that is making time for what makes you happy. A lot of times we can be really focused on all the things that need to happen, all the projects, all the never-ending to-do lists. The list will always be there. However, feeling drained and tired all the time will not go away if we don't make time to recharge our batteries and fill our cup again by making time for stuff that makes us feel happy. And so when we make time for the things that make us happy, it can also help with our motivation to become an active participant in life again. When we're feeling stuck or like we're in a rut, a lot of times, again, we feel disconnected from who we are. Maybe you enjoy art. Maybe you enjoy flowers. I personally enjoy flowers. I will buy them for myself. I don't just wait for other people to buy them for me. And so quite frequently I will buy flowers for myself, and I love the roses at Target. Not sponsored, but the flowers, I just love them there. They last for a long time. And then not only do I get the pleasure of seeing them in the vase in my kitchen, which makes me smile every time I see them, I will then use the petals for a rose bath, which I love as well. And then I'll take the petals and I'll sprinkle them in my backyard, and I get that enjoyment of just seeing them out there too. So I get multiple smiles and dopamine hits, if you'd like to call them that, from just something as simple as buying flowers. So again, making time for things that make you happy doesn't have to be spending a ton of money either. Maybe it's going fishing, maybe it's writing, maybe it's just spending time in the backyard picking out shapes in clouds. Whatever that might be for you, again, it's important to recharge our mind, body, and soul by making time for what makes us happy. And that will also have a positive impact on feeling motivated, again, in participating in life, especially if we're feeling stuck or like we're in a rut. schedule that time for yourself. So if we're constantly on the go, constantly focused on the to-do list, it's going to contribute to us feeling stuck or like we're in a rut and demotivated as well. So we're working on again how to feel motivated here with our happiness. And then the last thing I would say would be um, maybe you feel like you need additional help, or maybe you feel like these are all great, good and said, but you don't know the person that I live with or the people around me. They all, you know, act this way and they're going to think that I'm weird or make fun of me or say ugly things to me if I try to change things. Well, that's where sometimes finding um, podcast or YouTube videos or workshops or things like that to help you through those situations and to see that other people are doing it as well can be helpful with the motivation piece of things. And that can be, again, that fourth thing that really helps us with staying motivated is hearing other people who are going through situations, something similar, and how they've come through it. And two, really kind of seeing, okay, are these people adding value to my life? Are they not? And then maybe you just don't spend as much time with them as you did before because you're working on taking classes or going to workshops or things like that that really help with adding value, or reading books. Audiobooks are great for that too. My partner and I both listen to podcasts or different things like that that really help with really kind of hearing things and having that positive voice of other people who are also motivated as well. So that would be the things that I would say to help with coming out of being unstuck. Again, just really thinking about, small steps to start, remembering to appreciate what you do have and noticing the value that's in your life, making time for what makes you happy, and surrounding yourself around people who are also wanting the same goals and desires, whether that's through um, classes, workshops, YouTube videos, whatever that may be for you, and just seeing that. So those would be the things that help you with feeling like, hey, how do I get unstuck? What do I do? I understand that it can feel impossible and frustrating and like you need more support than just this video. And I completely agree. And that's why I have decided to open up monthly resets until the end of the year. So there'll be one on July 9th and one in August, one in September, October, November, and December. Each will be individuals, so if you just want to participate in this one, that's perfectly fine. Um, but really just giving that opportunity for support and community. It'll be an hour long workshop where we can problem solve together. We can look at questions and really help you with narrowing down what it is that you would desire in life. And again, really looking at the end of the month because that will help us with setting up the next month in a way that helps us with moving forward to the life that we desire and feeling unstuck. So I'm looking forward to meeting with you guys live. If you're unable to make the live, you sign up, no worries. You will get the replay emailed to you afterwards. But again, I'm just looking forward to the opportunity to helping you support you guys along your journey to that happier, healthier living that we all desire in life. So again, that's going to be on the 29th of July. And I will be sending out some information. There will be a link in the description. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. But I'm really looking forward to being able to work on these things with you guys live and really offer that support again in developing happier, healthier living and helping with the motivation to, again, create that connection versus the disconnection that we've been feeling from life or from who it is that we would like to be, and just recognizing that it is possible. So with that, thanks for watching the video. If you found it useful and enjoyed it, be sure to like it. It helps the channel grow, and share it with someone that you feel like might also use it or be able to use the encouragement with life as well. Also, remember to subscribe, hit the notification bell, And with that, it was a fun topic. This is something that's near and dear to my heart. It's something that I'm looking forward to being able to offer support for you guys and really see where the rest of the year takes us. And remember, you're not alone. And while the sun may not be shining today or tomorrow, it will come out again. See you guys next Wednesday.